Today we are going to be drawing Cat in the Hat by Dr. Seuss. To start today, what I want you to do, I don't want actually you to write your name quite yet, but what I want you to do is I want you to fold it in half the hamburger way. So right now your paper is the portrait way, the tall way. I want you to put your hand at the top and pull it down so it matches the bottom. Line up the bottom corners. Then I want you to hold it with one hand and take the other hand and slide it to the other side, and then go to the right, go to the left, so you have a fold. Then I want you to go ahead and open it up, and on one side, it doesn't matter which side, I want you to write your name. Then you can go ahead and flip it over so you cannot see your name. We are going to start with the mouth. And that mouth, you can see, is right where that fold is. So again, the fold right here. You can kind of see that's where the fold is, the crease. And you're going to make a line, and you want that line to be about the size of your thumb, the length of your thumb to your wrist. And I'm actually going to put a line right on here, and then I'm going to kind of curve the edges like it's a boat. And it's, again, about the length of my thumb, and it's right in the middle of my artwork. Then at the edge of this side, I want to put a wavy line for the mouth. Next, we're going to make the nose. We know that the Cat in the Hat kind of has a round nose. So I'm going to keep going here. Go around and up. Now you don't want to go too far up because we need room for the hat. You don't want to make it too short, as the nose is a big part of the Cat in the Hat. Let's go ahead and make your nose. Then I'm going to keep going. I'm going to curve in and then out again. Next, we're going to make the hat. Now the hat is not going to be flat on Cat in the Hat. It's going to be a little bit diagonal. So I'm going to draw lightly at first. Draw light till you have it right. Make sure, okay. Then I can press a little harder. And I do want it to touch the bottom of the head, so I'm going to extend that there a little bit. Then I'm going to make this a little thicker. Next, I'm going to make the hat, and the hat is going to go up off the page. So to start, I'm going to have it go here, a little bit in, and I'm going to go up off the page. Then I'm going to do the same thing over here, except I'm going to have it go over here. I'm not going to have it go up off the top, but the side, almost near the corner. Then I'm going to make a little triangle at the top, right where this line ended, and have it go, make a little triangle at the top. And then I can go ahead and put the lines of the hat. Now we're going to make the ear, and the ear is going to go right on top, so you will need an eraser. So I'm going to start here, go up, down, and then you will want to go in with your eraser and erase those lines, so it looks like the ear is over the hat. I'm going to put a little line right here. Now we're going to do the bottom and the neck. The bottom lip. So I'm going to start here a little bit in, and I'm just going to do a little curved line. And then I'm going to keep going And this line ends about in the middle of this line. So right here, it doesn't go all the way over. Then I'm going to make my neck. Go down. I don't want to go too far as we want to have enough room for the bow tie. And then I'm going to draw the second part of the neck, and we don't want it to be too thin. And then we're going to do the back of his head. So I'm going to start at the ear. And instead of doing kind of a solid straight line, I'm going to add some textures, or some texture, some zigzag line. Then I'm going to go ahead and do the bow tie. So for the bow tie to start, I'm going to make kind of a little rectangle at the bottom. Then I'm going to go ahead and we want a nice big bow, kind of almost like a butterfly. I'll have it go down the bottom part of his bow. Then I'm going to add a couple little lines in here. I'm going to extend the neck down so it attaches to the bow. And then on both sides of the bow I'm going to add shoulder lines. Next we're going to do the details in the face. So Ken has nice big eyes, so we're going to make some nice kind of oval shaped eyes. And inside those eyes, black dots. Can fill those in. We will fill those in with Sharpie in a minute. I'm going to do a nose. Again, I can fill that in. And above the eyes, we're going to add kind of little lines, kind of like he's smiling. And very important, we need to add whiskers. Once you are done drawing, I want you to take a Sharpie and you're going to go over all of your details with Sharpie. Now once you're done with Sharpie, we do want to make sure that we fill in the eyes and the nose as well. I do want you to add some little dots with Sharpie where the whiskers are and by the mouth. And then we need to add 2 more lines at the hat to make it really look like the hat is sitting on his head. So you're going to put your Sharpie here at the corner and draw a line, almost like a little triangle, and then you're going to fill that in. You do the same thing over here. It's a little bit smaller to make it look like it's sitting on the head. Next, you're going to go in and we're going to add some texture, some lines, just like Dr. Seuss did. So it does seem a little bit like scribbling, but you do want to put the lines and the scribbling in a very specific spot. So you want to put it on this side of the head, and you're just kind of making lines on this side of the head, going one direction and then maybe going over the other direction. You're going to do the same thing on this side of his neck. So maybe go in one direction and then kind of go back over in another direction. You're going to do the same thing on his head. And you're going to do the same thing on the side of his shoulders. Once you are done with Sharpie, you can take your eraser and you can erase all of those pencil lines so you cannot see them. Once you're done, you are going to color the bow tie and the hat with red marker. Now, as I'm coloring, I'm really trying to use the side of the marker to make it thicker. So instead of just scribbling like that, I'm really using the side of the marker instead of the tip of the marker, and going back and forth, back and forth, back and forth. Do the bow, and then you're going to do the same thing using the side of the marker for the stripes of the hat. Once you are done with the red, at your table, you are going to get paint, a water bucket to share with the person next to you, and a paintbrush. And we are going to paint the whole background blue. So you're going to dip your paintbrush in the water. You're going to go ahead and get that blue, gently rubbing your paintbrush, getting lots of paint. And you're going to paint around the cat, being very careful around those edges. And you're going to keep painting, going very carefully around the bow, around the top. Be very careful over here when you're painting, but you're going to keep going until your entire background is full of paint.